This is the Samsung Galaxy M13 disassembly. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Twitter so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And if you need any tools, there are links in the description. First, the SIM tray needs to be removed. Here's a better look at that. Next, we need to place a plastic pry tool in between the back housing and the frame of the screen and run along the edges to pop off the catches. Once the back housing is loose from the frame, we're going to lift it up from the right to the left, at which point there will be 16 Phillips screws which need to be removed. Once the screws are removed, we can lift up and remove the top plastic cover. The glass camera lens covers can be replaced by applying heat and gently prying them off. There are also numerous antenna lines drawn on this plastic cover, which are these gray light colored lines. There's some graphite film on the other side to help transfer heat. Next, the battery cable needs to be disconnected. Followed by the fingerprint reader cable. So the back housing is made of plastic, and the power button and fingerprint sensor are held to the side with a metal bracket. So if you wanted to replace that, you just have to lift up the metal bracket and remove it. The rest of the cables can now be disconnected. There are two coaxial cables on the right side of the board that need to be disconnected by popping them off. Here's a better look at the 8 megapixel front-facing camera. There's a single Phillips screw which is holding on the main board that needs to be removed. Now the main board can be lifted up and removed. On the main board, there's a 5 megapixel ultra-wide lens, a 50 megapixel primary lens, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. None of the cameras have OIS or optical image stabilization. The LED flash is located here. There's a secondary microphone on the top, and rubber gaskets around these connectors. The SIM and memory card reader is located on the back. The flex cables for the camera connectors can be disconnected by just popping them off. And there's a graphite pad and thermal pad on the back shield to help transfer heat. Once the graphite pad is peeled back, we can see some thermal paste on top of the processor and this chip. Here's a better look with the thermal paste removed. The bottom cover can be lifted up and removed. There are some more antenna lines drawn on this plastic cover. Here's a look at the other side. The flex cable on the subboard and the two other ends of the coaxial cable need to be disconnected. If you needed to replace the screen, you'd have to remove the back housing, and then remove the screws on the top and bottom cover and remove those covers. Disconnect this flex cable from the main board and this flex cable from the subboard. Heat up the front of the phone where the screen is to loosen up the adhesive underneath, pry your old screen off, apply new adhesive, reapply the new screen, making sure you run both of these flex cables back through the opening in the mid-frame, and reassemble the phone. There's a single Phillips screw which is holding on the subboard that needs to be removed. Now the subboard can be removed. The primary microphone is located in between the charger port and headphone jack. Here's a look at the other side. The vibrator motor is located on the bottom right corner, and the speaker is located on the bottom left corner, both of which are held down with adhesive. There's also a liquid damage indicator sticker, which is this white sticker. In order to remove the battery, there are no pull tabs provided to help you pry it off, so you're going to have to use some isopropyl alcohol and apply some to the edges of the battery and let it sit there for about 30 seconds to a minute so it eats away at the adhesive underneath, making it easier to pry it off. Here's a better look at the 6000 mAh battery. The flex cable for the volume keys is located on this side and it's held down with some adhesive. And the earpiece speaker is located on top and that's also held down with some adhesive. There's one more liquid damage indicator sticker, which is that white sticker, on the frame underneath the SIM reader. For the repairability score on this phone, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to put the phone back together. Once everything's back in place, reapply the back housing. Flip over the phone, power it on, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.